We interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you some breaking news. There's been reports all over the area of something crazy going on, something big. People's homes, their minds even, are being taken over by something called, what is it they're calling it? They're calling it Bad Movie Debate.
What up, nerds? It's me, Jacob Babb, for Bad Movie Debate, here to do a regular-ass normal. We're done with the Mission Impossible stuff. There was a lot of episodes all about Mission Impossible just with Justin, but that's over now, and honestly, thank God, because that last one was kind of a bit of a letdown, to be honest. It peaked in the middle, and then they just kind of kept getting worse, but that's fine. Fuck Scientology. We talked about that a lot.
You got to be careful what you say about Scientology.
Yeah, but that's all I'll say. I'll just leave it at that.
Freedom of speech.
Do your own research. I'm allowed to say that. You know. If you know, you know, and if you don't, you should. Anyway, Bryant is here. Hey, what's up, Bryant?
Hi.
Hello.
We're not done with Tom Cruise.
We're not done with Tom Cruise. Actually, yeah. I actually didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about that until just now, because I was watching it and I was like, oh yeah, young Tom Cruise.
Young Tom
I didn't even
Cruise.
think about it.
Yes.
Pre-Scientology, because it's 85.
I
think it's
yeah.
pre. Yeah. So
I looked up where
young,
in
innocent
his
boy.
career this fell, and it's like third movie. I
Yeah.
think It was,
He's young as hell.
Way early.
He looks
on.
the exact same.
But Ridley Scott made this
Yeah.
after he made Blade Runner, which is wild.
Which is insane. Which is insane, to be honest. So today we're talking about Ridley Scott's Legend, starring Tom Cruise and Tim Curry. So
Classic.
sounds like it's going to be pretty freaking awesome, right? We'll see. we'll get there. So in that vein, we're doing our, as we always do, our top 5 dark fantasy movies, because there's a bunch of them from this time period.
Yeah.
Like there's some 70s ones, but like it's mostly 80s, it's like mid 90s, where there's just a shit ton of them. I got one that's newer. that I think would
too,
consider would fall into this category. What do you got? What do you got, Brad?
All right. Do you want to go back and forth, or are we just going straight through?
You go. We'll go.
Okay.
We'll go straight through.
All right. I'm going to go with my top, Princess Mononoke.
Okay, yeah, that counts.
I think it
counts. That absolutely counts. I have an animated one on here, not that one, but I have one too. Yeah.
I think it's like top tier of this genre.
Mm-hmm.
Pan's Labyrinth, of course.
Of course.
There's a film from I want to say it's like the 80s called Alice. Have you seen this?
Alice.
It's a Polish film.
Sounds
It's Alice in
familiar.
Wonderland.
Right.
It's like a real live actor, but everything else is like stop motion horror.
Oh, wow.
Like,
No, yeah, I don't know that one.
It is
Interesting.
I watched it probably 15 years ago, and it has stuck with me all that time.
I mean, that's saying something.
Yeah,
if you haven't seen it since then.
Worth a watch. And then The Fall.
The Fall.
Yeah, 2006, 7. It's
That
about
sounds
like a
so
little
familiar.
girl who's in an infirmary, like hospital.
Okay.
In like 1920s California.
Okay.
And there's a stunt actor who's broken his legs.
Oh my God! Who is there? Anybody like any big names in it? It sounds so familiar. I definitely haven't seen it, but it sounds.
I'm
like
sure there
so
are
familiar.
actors that are pretty well known. The little girl's played by like the director's daughter, I think. But it's like all kind of Princess Bride. Like he's telling her a story,
and it gets fantastical.
But it is like one of the most beautifully filmed things I have ever seen. Okay. Like I watched it a couple of months ago at a like movie night a buddy does. Like doesn't believe in special effects, so they filmed all over the world, like 27, 28 countries. Like there's this scene where the whole city is blue, and he like paid the residents to repaint their houses blue. Like it is next level.
Okay. God, that sounds so fucking familiar.
Yeah, there's like a TV show called The Fall.
That's with Gillian Anderson.
Yeah, I haven't seen
which
it.
I've seen a few episodes of that.
But this is
Gillian
different
Anderson.
and well worth a watch. It's like one of the best films I've seen in a while.
Fall movie. I have to look it up.
It's like straight up your alley. It's like visually one of the best things I've seen.
Okay, yeah. That poster, absolutely. I know this movie. I haven't seen it, but I know what this movie is now.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Sit down and give her a watch.
All right. I'll have to fucking do it.
And last but not least, Labyrinth, of course.
Of course. Of course, I knew Labyrinth was gonna be had to be on yours, right? It was. I was like, I'm gonna go somewhere else. I'm gonna go a different direction because one of us is gonna mention it. Yeah, like one of us is going.
Love
to.
me some David Bowie.
Oh my God,
it's fantastic.
Yeah. One of Jennifer Connelly's first.
Oh yeah,
movies,
I forget
and
she's in
really
it.
good. But just David Bowie.
Yeah,
So
David
good.
Bowie. Classic.
I will say, because I skipped one that I was like, one of us is probably gonna mention it. I'll honorable mention Dark Crystal, Jim Henson. Dark Crystal's
great.
so good.
It's great.
It's so
I
good.
just don't like it as much as these others.
No,
but
yeah,
it was
yeah.
like,
but like that's
it was right there.
I was looking up a few, and I was like, because I was like, what all we got? Like, which ones have I actually seen? I was like, that's a fucking good one. Like,
Yeah.
but here we are. So my newer one is The Green Knight.
I haven't seen that.
The Green Knight. It's an A24. It's Dev Patel. It's Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, basically,
Nice.
but A24 tells it, and
Yeah.
it's really good. It's not as like crazy fantastical as one would think.
Yeah.
But there is some like fantastic. I mean, it's the Green Knight. Like it's
Yeah.
obviously like a supernatural like character and stuff, and like it's just beautifully shot. And Dev Patel is just one of my favorites. He's just so freaking good.
Totally.
I highly recommend that one. Okay, my animated one is The Black Cauldron, the Disney.
Yeah.
You remember that one?
That's a good one.
I love that movie. Just the design of the bad guy and
Yeah.
the animation of it, just
Yeah.
like has
Isn't that-
always stuck with me.
Is that based on Once and Future King?
And there's a little bit of
Yeah.
Sir Arthur in there,
Yeah.
like King Arthur and all that stuff. It's a book series,
Okay.
like a middle grade like book series
Yeah.
as well. But it's heavily influenced by like that kind of like English British mythology and stuff. So there's definitely elements of it. But it's not like straight up. Like it's not the Sword and the Stone Disney, which is straight up like that.
Yeah.
But it's pretty close. But that just the way the animation of the bad guy in that, just in certain scenes, just always stuck with me. And
need to
it's such a
rewatch that.
weird
Yeah.
like animation, like and stuff. It's so cool. And then I have Willow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I always gotta shout out Lucasfilm whenever I can.
Classic.
Because I mean, that movie fucking rocks, dude. That movie is.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've seen it, but
Didn't they come out with a new one recently?
I think they're a TV show that I haven't gotten to yet.
Okay, yeah, I haven't either.
if honestly, it may be out. I don't know.
I think it is.
Or
Yeah, like very recently.
very recently, like the past
Yeah.
few months. Yeah. But there's a TV show now, so I do want to watch it. But I mean, Warwick Davis, like,
Yeah.
that's all I need is him being Willow. Like, it's so freaking good. Let's see. Oh, I only wrote 4 down. Oh, what happened?
You had an
All
honorable
right, Dark
mention.
Crystal. Dark Crystal. I somehow didn't write one down, and I can't think of it. The last one, Time Bandits.
I don't think I've seen
Time Bandits. Oh, it's Terry Gilliam.
that. Okay.
It's super weird. It's like do you know it at all?
I don't know. I don't think so.
It's like a little boy. It's like starts as like a little boy, and he's just like kind of chilling in his room, and these 4 like little people just appear out of nowhere.
Okay.
And they're like, we gotta go. And they're like, what the fuck? And this giant face starts following them across, like, as the wall is expanding in a weird way. This really trippy thing. These guys are in some kind of like other plane of existence kind of a thing.
Yeah,
And they
yeah.
steal some kind of item, or it's a map where they can travel through time with it, because they're trying to like rob and like screw over like the big bad evil guy kind of thing.
Okay.
And so like he goes on this adventure like through time, like they go see Napoleon and like deal with that like for a bit.
Okay.
Like, all this crazy shit. And it's and it's Terry Gilliam. Like,
What
so
year
it's
is this?
80s,
Okay.
something like that.
Yeah.
Like mid 80s maybe, but around the same time as this, probably a
Yeah.
little not into the 90s, so 80s
Yeah.
at the latest, but honestly maybe even 70s. But it's really good.
Huh.
It's super fun and goofy.
I'll have to look that up.
Yeah.
I love a good goofy weird.
It's so weird, but it's so freaking good. Love that movie. Okay, so we've got some pretty good movies on here.
There's some tough competition for Legend to stand up to.
Yeah, so going right into it's perfect segue to Rotten Tomatoes tomato meter 43%. It's pretty rough.
It's pretty rough.
Pretty bad. The popcorn meter, as they call it now, 73. So the audience loved it,
Yeah, that checks out.
which isn't which is fair.
Yeah.
IMDb 6.3, right in the middle of the road, as they always are on IMDb.
Yep.
Literally, it's always between 6 and 7. There's never it's 6.1 to 6.9 every single time, no matter what movie it is.
It's like, what's the point?
Exactly. It's almost like, what's the point? But I've been mentioning them every time, so here we are. And then Metacritic, a little bit more crucial or critical there. 30 for the critics and user 6.3.
Wow.
So still hated by the critics more, audience likes it more, but a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, which version did you watch?
So
apparently there's 4.
Okay. So I only watched one. I watched my VHS copy because I was like, I know I own this fucking movie.
Pretentious.
I know. But I knew I had this movie and I was like, well, I'm just going to watch it on that. And then I was trying to find like online, like where can I watch the director's cut?
Archive.org.
Archive.org.
That's where I found it.
Because I looked at archive.org and like some people talking about it and they're like, no, that's the theatrical cut.
They had both.
They did have both. Okay, so I should have looked a little harder, I guess.
Yeah.
But I was like, whatever, the VHS copy's fine.
Yeah, totally.
It'll be fine. It's the theatrical version. What are the other 2 versions?
I don't know. Apparently there's like a theatrical version and then like some other theatrical version that was like shown overseas or something.
Okay.
And then there's the director's cut and some other weird
Because I'd seen something that Ridley Scott, like it did not do very well, like the first time it was shown.
Yeah.
Like test audience and like people were like not really vibing on it. And then that's when he like was like slapped together a director's cut and like changed some stuff, but then we got the theatrical cut and then it was like, okay, here comes the director's cut forever later and stuff.
Yeah.
And I've heard the director's cut's a lot better.
I watched both.
Mm-hmm.
And yes. Like the difference between the 2 is stunning. Like literally, like
well, that's the thing,
director's cut, great movie. Theatrical version is like not horrendous.
So yeah, I was very much like Ridley Scott, huh? Like I was like, this is Ridley Scott, huh?
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy that this is Ridley Scott.
I went and watched the director's cut because I read when I was like looking at when this fell in Tom Cruise's career that he absolutely hated the theatrical version.
Yeah.
And like refused to talk about the film for years and was just like, you have to watch the director's cut. And I was like,
that's awesome. To be honest.
All right, I'll go watch it. And
all right, I'll have to watch it.
It paid off to watch it.
That's
like,
good.
Yeah.
I'll have to. But don't they take out Tangerine Dream?
Yes.
Okay.
Which actually makes it significantly better.
See, and that's what's hard to hear because that's my we'll jump forward a little bit in the conversation. That's my one thing I really loved, like watching it on VHS and the Tangerine Dream like scoring and soundtrack. I was like, I mean, this makes sense. Like,
it's very
it's a square
80s.
And it's like kind of fuzzy and stuff, and like
Yeah.
this Tangerine Dream like 80s synthy kind of things going on. I was like, this soundtrack is slapping.
And I love Tangerine Dream, but it absolutely does not fit that film.
Yeah, there was some scoring that I was like, okay,
yeah,
but like the first main one, like the first title one, like I was like, this is rocking. So there's some hits and misses with it, but that was my favorite part was the music, which is not good if that was like.
I mean, the theatrical version literally starts with like, like a Chat GPT essay about like the
here's your
fairy
exposition.
tale. And it's like jarring and there's weird 80s music and then it shifts into like
and then it's
weird high fantasy.
Yeah,
it's
and then
like,
we're in hell.
Yeah.
Basically in
It's
Tim
like,
Curry's
like,
darkness.
what is happening?
It's just like green-eyed and this weird little fucking goblin guy shows up. Yeah, it's a bit of a mess.
We should probably
sure.
say what the general plot of this thing is.
Oh yeah.
Do you want to tackle that?
Excuse me. All right, yes. Let's do a good quote, bad quote first, and then we'll do that. Just because I love a bad quote, and the bad quote's very fun.
There was some.
There's a lot of bad
pretty
quotes.
horrendous dialogue in this.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Okay, so this good review quote. This is Ed Gonzalez for Slant Magazine. He said, "Quote: Legend is a gothic fairy tale brought to life." End quote. Which is
true.
Which is one of those things that's like, it was one of the few like top critics, like actual paid critic ones on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
Like, there's only a few of them. And I was like, I'm going to use this one because it's not really like a positive. It's just kind of a fact about the movie.
Yeah.
It's not really like, maybe this movie rocks because of this. It's just like, it's a gothic fairy tale brought to life.
Check mark.
Yeah, that's exactly what this is.
Yeah.
Is it good though? Is it bad though? Like, it was one of the positive reviews, and I was like, that's funny as fuck. Now the bad quote, I always find the dirtiest ones I can.
This is good.
This is Gene Siskel from like Ebert and Siskel for the Chicago Tribune. He said, quote, "I don't want to remember any more about Legend than to make sure I include it on my worst films of 1985 list and never rent it when it comes out as a video cassette." End quote.
That's brutal.
The best ones, man. The bad quotes are always the most fun. It's like, I think it was Amelia who was on forever ago. It was like, I said a bad quote for whatever movie we were doing, and she was like, "Who hurt this person? Like, did they just go through a horrible breakup before they watched this movie? Like, it's awful.
Don't put
like,
this on Ridley Scott."
Yeah, they're like, this is nothing to do with this movie right now. You are like having some kind of like insurance issues. Like, you have outside forces and you're bringing it to work right now, kind of a thing.
Just drop it, Ebert.
I love it. I love it. So that's the good and the bad.
That is good and bad.
One's more of a fact, and one was a skeeving, like painful, something's wrong with him, kind of a thing.
Yep.
Which again are always the best ones. So why don't you take the lead on what the overall plot is? Because honestly, there was certain moments where I was like, where are we?
Yes.
Watching the theatrical cut only. I was like, how are we here? Who the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Kind of
I think the only reason I have a good grasp on it is from watching the director's cut.
Yeah. I was like 20 minutes in, I was like, okay. All right, sure. And then like another 20 minutes, I was like, how are we here?
It was
so fast.
It was frankly wild to watch the director's cut like 2-3 days later, and Sarah and I were both just like, oh, that's how they got there. Like, there was like connecting filament between scenes, whereas in the like theatrical version it's just like
I
what?
very much needed that, because it's literally, we'll get to it. So
Darkness is about a young pure boy named Jack, played by Tom Cruise, and he lives in the forest with the forest creatures. Kind of seems like he's like,
it's like a Mowgli
type. I was gonna say Mowgli sort of
Jungle Book-esque kind of a thing.
And then there's a princess who we don't know what she's the princess of
around
of there
of that area.
The movie literally starts off with her coming into some peasant's place and eating their food, and then saying,
and like while she's out there like working,
she drops the clothesline on her and then eats her food, and then says like, "Oh, I can't stay," and then leaves to go see Jack in the woods.
Like, I gotta go see this bum in the woods. She's very much she's like, "You're like a daughter to me," and she's like, okay,
whatever.
Also, that's she's the girlfriend in Ferris Bueller, right?
Oh yeah,
like, has to be, right?
Yeah, I
think
you're right.
She's not British, right?
No.
Okay, because neither of them were doing a good job keeping accents going, because they were trying at the beginning,
a little
but about
bit.
Halfway through they just completely drop them. Which I was like, okay guys, just don't do it from the get-go.
It's like, there's so little dialogue from Tom Cruise in the theatrical version,
which is crazy.
You have no connection to the Jack character at all.
No, he's just some guy.
The other one actually, like, he has character development, for lack of a better word. It's wild. Anyway, so the princess comes, she's in love with Jack, and they're in the forest. And he takes her to see the unicorns, who show up, majestic white horses with a horn.
With a piece of plastic taped to their head, more or less.
And she goes and she touches them, which is a big no-no, but she's not told that beforehand.
Seems like an oversight.
Seems like a huge oversight. Backing up, before all this, Darkness, the Tim Curry character, has sent his little weird goblin Blix
something like that.
think it's
I could
Blix.
not catch anybody's name
Yeah.
except for Jack and
Yeah.
Darkness,
Yeah,
to be honest. Like,
it's confusing.
that's how little dialogue there was.
Yeah.
With like, okay, this is who this character is.
Yeah, I think it's Blix. Anyway,
Sounds right.
so he sends Blix to go get the unicorns from like harvest their horns
because they have to like kill them
to
'cause-
bring about darkness.
Yeah, if there's still unicorns on the earth, then darkness can't prevail and light will still always be around because
Right.
they're pure and unicorn mythology.
Right.
Yeah.
And the way to go, the best bait for a unicorn is innocence. So,
Sure.
so these goblin creatures use the princess as bait. How they know the princess is going to be there, we don't know.
No idea.
Anyway,
They're just like, oh shit, cool.
yeah. So they kill
good timing.
one of the unicorns with a poison dart. They cut the horn off, and then it becomes winter.
And it instantly becomes winter. And the unicorn horn is now a magic wand that
Yes.
anybody can wield at any point.
That Blix does weird.
Blix can do all kinds of fuckery with
Yeah.
it, and he does.
And he does.
Yeah, it's literally like a beautiful summer day, like not too hot, little wind going, and then it's instantly blizzard.
Yeah.
Like in a second. Oh no, but then Jack, because he's like, so for I don't know, he like runs away,
Yeah.
right? After she touches, he's like, don't touch them. You shouldn't be touching them. After she's already touching them, no pre-warning.
Yeah.
Then he goes and like runs away,
Yes.
all like teen angsty dramatically, because she did that even though he didn't tell her to not do that.
Yep.
Bear with us. Like, this is this movie. This is the theatrical cut. I'm excited to hear more about the director's cut. And she meets up, and then like, oh, this ring will be for whoever gets this ring, I'll marry and stuff. And then she like throws it over a ledge into some water, and he immediately just yeets himself down into the water, which sick move. Pretty slick, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you love her, like that's pretty slick.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. And winter comes while he's under there, so the ice is frozen.
Yeah,
Like
so-
the water's frozen over. It's literally like a 5-second sequence, and it's just winter, and he's like
Yeah.
gotta punch his way out of
It
the
is
ice.
so discombobulating.
It's so discontinuous, which honestly is like
Works.
not bad.
Yeah.
Because I was like, whoa, what's
Yeah.
going on here? Like, oh, he's like frozen under there, and they're like, that's all right. That might
Yeah.
be one of the best moments of the theatrical.
There's
And then
actually a lot more
slower.
meat on the director's cut,
can
connecting all that too.
imagine.
It's way less jarring.
Yeah.
It's more like, oh, okay.
Yeah. It's like, oh,
Like-
okay, this makes sense now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not like the jarringness of it did kind of snap me back into it for a second. I was like,
Yeah.
hold on. Like, okay, we're getting real quick. All right.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. Yeah. Then,
And then it went where it went. So, Jack gets left, or she gets separated
they get
from him.
completely separated instantaneously.
Yeah, instantly, and she
Instantly,
goes
she's
back
gone,
to
he's gone.
the peasant's house.
Yeah. A lot of slow-mo screaming of
Yes.
her name and his name.
Yes.
Like a good 2 minutes of it.
And then she's at the house. The orc people come, mess some shit up. And
Yeah, all
then
the peasant
carry
people
on.
are like frozen
yeah.
instantly to death and
Yes.
stuff, but they're not.
Right.
Even though they're inside of a house with a fire.
Right.
It's currently
It's
happening.
very strange.
Doesn't make any sense.
And then Tom Cruise's character Jack gets like waylaid by these strange forest
That
creatures.
weird little elf boy.
Yeah.
I did
So-
not like the little elf boy. He showed up and I was like, I am fucking done. I honestly
Yeah.
paused it for a minute and was like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Can I do
I
this?
can't. I was like, I may just have to wing this one. I was like, there's a very shirtless young boy.
Yeah, he's like maybe 13.
being an 800-year-old elf,
Yeah.
ostensibly.
And I assume, I don't know if they like morph his voice down or voice over
there's
it.
some kind of a weird modular
It's very,
thing going on. Yeah,
like,
there's
uncanny valley.
Yeah,
like,
it's
yeah.
dude, not like whatever
Yeah.
his name is.
In the director's cut,
Mm-hmm.
they find out that he like allowed her to touch, and they're like super angry.
Okay.
And he's like, "Oh, it's for love."
Right.
And they're like, all right, answer me a riddle. And there's like a riddle battle that happens that Jack wins. And that's when they become friends and go on the adventure together. None of that is in the theatrical version.
He's like yelling at him and he's like, it's for love. And he's like, okay.
For love? Okay.
Sick. Anyway, let's go save the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very discombobulated.
Yeah. So there's, connecting.
Riddle battle. That's so cool. Like, that's such good, like, fantasy too. Like,
Yeah,
that's such a good fantasy to have. Like as Jack is a human who just like lives amongst the trees. In D&D, I would consider him a ranger. You know, like kind of a thing. And then you have the elf. Just that's such a high fantasy. Like such a fantasy thing,
and
to
it
do.
works.
And they cut it out,
and it connects it, and it makes sense.
So frustrating.
Yeah, and then they have their like little elderberry wine drink out of the little teacups, and it's like charming, and none of that in the theatrical. So now we're off on an adventure, and the princess is off on her adventure.
Yeah, she's on a waylaying.
She's on a whole nother thing.
Fucking thing.
So they go through dungeons. They're trying to find the unicorn horn.
Yeah, they're trying to save. They want to get the unicorn horn back and then keep the other unicorn alive. Because if that one goes down, they're cooked. They're toast. It's done.
It's done.
It's just all over.
Right.
And they have one of the little gnome guys with the pan.
Yeah.
Defending it, which I thought was hilarious.
Yeah, it was real good.
When he's like, pop, 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 pop.
He gets shot in the brain pan.
The brain pan. That was a good bit.
Yeah.
Like, that's a good bit.
Yeah.
Like, that was all fantastic. And I love that guy. And when he was dying, I was like, dang, this kind of sucks. Like, this is the most interesting character right now.
But, so the goblin creatures come back.
Yeah.
They take the princess and the other unicorn hostage.
Yes.
And take them back to Darkness's palace.
Which, okay, I have one question real quick because
I probably can't answer it.
Just kind of like a general question about like plot and like
continuity,
goals, plot holes, if you will. So they killed the one unicorn on sight.
Right.
Is there anything in the director's cut about why they needed to capture the other unicorn and keep it alive instead of just immediately icing it and winning, and now the movie's over and darkness has prevailed and we watched a very trippy, weird 30-minute movie?
There's like a sacrifice that's happening.
Okay, so it's got to be big and dramatic kind of thing.
And I think it actually has to be ritualized.
I think that, and then also darkness does want the princess. He wants to make her his bride. So I answered my own question, I guess, by thinking about it for a second, a little bit longer. It's maybe that, like, it's maybe not stated, but it's like, well, if I just ice this unicorn, she'll never come to my side. I'll never be able to trick her into being my wife and stuff. So he's like, well, I gotta play it cool,
right,
and like give her a false sense of hope, kind of a thing.
Yeah,
I'll take that. I just wish it had been kind of said a little more,
because
it's like
slightly more clear in the director's cut, but I'm still gonna go with it's still not.
It's still a
little opaque.
It's still a little not there. Yeah.
So let's see from there.
Oh, then Jack gets his fit and his sword with that weird little fucking fairy.
With the weird fairy creature. She's
not like her either.
I think she is a fairy who, from what I can tell, is at war with the elves.
Yeah, they do not fuck with each other.
They hate each other
in some way. And he's like, don't trust her, don't talk to her.
Right.
While talking to Jack, he's like, don't fuck with her, don't even talk to her, don't do anything. Just get the armor and the sword, and let's bounce.
Yeah.
And
they have a conversation. Of course. He keeps her secret that she is a pixie or whatever the hell she is.
Yeah.
And then that comes back later. And then we're going to skip a whole lot of things that happen. They go through a swamp.
Okay, I will, with the swamp thing though, they go through the swamp. He uses his sword on some weird, like, swamp witch kind of a thing, I guess. And then he immediately loses his sword and is never seen with it again. Until maybe the end. But, like,
in the director's cut, I will say,
not carrying that
scene
bitch.
is pulled out way longer.
Okay.
He's like, he's like flirting with her to try to like not fight her. He's telling her like how beautiful she is, and like there's like a whole bit. His character comes a lot more alive, and then he basically like sneaks his sword out while he's doing that, and then manages to kill her when she tries to kill him.
See, I love that because again, that's very D&D.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, let's talk. Let's see if we can persuasion roll our way out of this.
Yes.
And then when it doesn't go, then you attack. Like, that's cool. Instead of just immediately attacking.
Yeah.
And he's like, 1-2 swipe, and he's like, I did it. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
All right, Mary Sue.
Yeah. No,
Like,
it makes way more sense in the director's cut.
sounds
I'm
like
going to come out on record and say the director's cut is a good movie.
Yeah. The theatrical cut is not.
It is terrible.
I will happily be watching the director's cut sometime soon, so I can say, because I wanted to like this movie.
Right. That was
really wanted
literally
to.
why we went and watched
I'm like,
it.
Ridley Scott ain't never missed.
I know.
Ain't no way he misses on a fantasy movie.
Yeah.
No fucking way.
We were
bro.
just like so confused after we finished the theatrical version, because I was just like, I want to like this. Like, I really do. And it's so close.
Yeah.
It just needs something.
There's a lot of scenes that like could be cool. I mean, with some more context. Like, I'm already enjoying the director's cut more. Because after they get through the swamp, they get into the castle, which again apparently is just like right there.
Yeah.
It's just like right next to where they are
In an
the
old
entire time.
oak tree.
Yeah.
The old people used to come and sacrifice at the evil. Don't know. No context.
Yeah.
Which is part of what I did like about this film. I like that it kind of drops you into the middle of this world.
That's good
doesn't explain
storytelling a lot of
shit.
time, yeah.
Like, and just you got to figure it out.
Yeah,
and like accept things.
There's a balance between holding my hand, you know, like going full like Harry Potter, like, okay, the main character doesn't know anything about the world, so everything has to be explained to him and therefore us. But then also it's like getting dropped into the middle of a war zone without any context of who's a good guy, who's a bad guy, what weapons do I even have?
Yeah.
Am I supposed to run? Like, there's a difference. There's a line between the two of those. And
the theatrical cut is a war zone.
It's a war zone. It is a war zone. They drop you right in and say good luck. And then they fly out, and the Ridley Scott's flying off on a helicopter, just like, see ya. Like, but not his fault. He didn't want it to be this way.
I assume.
It seems like. I mean, I saw something that he was like, I fucking hate this theatrical cut.
Yeah.
Like, we gotta work some stuff. People hate it. I hate it. Let's fucking change it.
It's brutal. Anyway, so while they're breaking into the castle and trying to figure their thing out, the princess is getting seduced by darkness.
Yeah.
And
which that scene,
dude,
that scene
is
where
dope.
that like the shrouded woman starts dancing, and then she starts dancing, and then she becomes like it, like in like the black. That's an awesome scene.
It is way longer in the other cut, and it is
creepy,
phenomenal.
It's creepy in like the best kind of fantasy way.
Yeah.
It's just like so like ethereal and just like like I was like again I was hooked back in for a second. I was like, this is cool. This is cool. And then he shows up and he like propositions her to be like, but what if you were on my side? He go, you know, Darth Vader to Luke kind of a thing. But like, what if you joined me kind of a thing? Awesome scene.
And he is like such a compelling figure. Like everything he says makes sense.
It's fucking Tim Curry,
logical.
man. Yeah.
It's like seductive and like gentlemanly. Like it's so well done.
It's awesome.
That whole
so
scene.
awesome.
And like, you're right. Like her dancing with like the shrouded shadow and then becoming dressed in this like incredible gown, like costume.
Rad as hell. It's like yeah, that's exactly what his wife would be dressed like. Like it's a perfect fit for that couple. Yeah, if she were to do it, like it's just I don't know. That scene is probably my favorite scene because it's just like so creepy and weird in the middle of this like chaos of a fantasy story, theatrical wise. And I'm just like, I was just so impressed by that, honestly. I was like, okay, there's Ridley Scott. Yeah. There he is.
Yeah,
like,
and the scene where she's like going through like the pawns, I don't know what they are, but like these huge monoliths, and she's being tracked by the like fairy.
The pixie girl, and stuff. That was
beautiful.
Super like trippy, weird kind of like, where even are we right
Yeah.
now? Like, I loved all of that sequence.
Yeah.
Like, her getting to the place where she does the dance and stuff was like, it was like almost like Lynchy.
Yeah.
In a way that I
Very-
was not expecting
Yeah.
this movie to do based on like the
And, like,
context of what I had already seen.
The way she goes through that, and then she comes in and like has the dance, and then he comes through the mirror as she's like examining herself
she's like,
as
"The
like
fuck?"
darkness.
Yeah. And
That's
she's
like-
and she's kind of like,
and she's
it's kind of a vibe
into it. Yeah.
She's like, maybe I'm goth.
Yeah.
Like,
And it's like, that's when he comes through.
Yeah.
It's like,
when she starts
Yeah.
to question, is this lit as fuck? The answer
Yeah.
is yes.
Yes.
Like, and he's like, it is.
Yeah.
Like, and also, let me tell you about some other things we got going on.
frankly,
around here.
the answer is darkness is daddy.
Yeah,
like Jack's
exactly.
just like a little twink boy over there.
little bitch boy. Yeah. Like, a fun little summer fling, but
Yeah.
now it's time to find
Now
a
it's time to
real...
settle down with darkness.
Yeah, exactly. And I think she made the wrong choice. To
That
be
is
honest.
Tim Curry over everything.
Yeah, of course. Always.
And then, so from there, she basically, he like tempts her. She kind of realizes and keeps denying him over and over again. And then she wants to go, she tells him she wants to go kill the unicorn.
Yeah.
And he gets like super jazzed and horned up about that.
He's like, I did it.
And
I did it.
They go do that. Meanwhile, Jack and crew have been watching this happen. And they're
Through that
convinced
door they like can't get through or whatever.
and they're
yeah.
convinced that she's gone bad. And they go to collect a bunch of reflective surfaces. They have a fight with a bunch of like orc creatures in
Yeah.
the scullery.
Yeah.
And then they get all these huge brass plate like serving platters, and in like a 2-minute scene like pass them, like frisbee them down, and it's like the funniest, longest, it's so long.
It goes on for so long. And there's like, shoot, 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 shoot.
It's like, my God, cut it out and put some connecting tissue between
like,
other
please,
storylines.
is that in the director's cut?
Yes.
Like, just the
But
exact
slightly
same.
less.
It's just a little shorter.
Yeah.
Okay. Just everything.
Everything's wrong.
It's wrong.
It's so weird.
So funny. The one moment where you want less, they give us more.
Yeah,
in the
exactly.
theatrical cut. That's insane. Oh my God. I'm gonna blame producers. I'm gonna
absolutely, yeah.
blame producers. They're like,
Yeah.
nah, just get it out. We gotta make this money. People love dark fantasy.
I don't know.
I don't know.
And then there's like a whole scene of them trying to sacrifice and a fight, and eventually they shine light down into the through this series of mirror plates that they
it's
have.
a mirror puzzle thing
and
that
it-
they end up doing.
It blasts darkness with light, which he said is the one thing that can like destroy him, and then it casts him out into space through what is like an incredibly cool like dune like apparatus, but they don't
fucking
really
awesome.
show it in the other version. Like the director's cut starts off with that,
with
like
that, and you get to get a good look
yeah.
at it. It's so frustrating.
Anyway,
I gotta watch the director's cut.
and
ASAP.
there's some
I should have looked harder for it last night because I was trying to find.
Oh,
it.
I could have
And it was
sent
like,
it to you. I should have.
I
Yeah.
wasn't. It was like kind of late, and I was like, maybe I should. And I was like looking, and I was like, whatever.
It's-
like kind of a thing.
I think it's kind of good that you haven't, because
Yeah.
it
I have something
it
to look forward
shows
to.
how bad
Yeah.
this movie is
Because
without
I was like,
it.
because okay, like, spoiler alert, or like let me little inside baseball for the whole podcast. Most of the time, I love the movies that I have to say are bad.
Sure.
This one was one of the rare few where I was like, this movie fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Like, and I can genuinely be like, I don't like I genuinely fell asleep for 5 minutes during like the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Like somewhere in there, and woke up and was like, I'm just as confused as if I woke up I did not miss a thing.
Yeah.
Like,
I felt like I was on a terrible trip. The whole
usually
time.
I go back and like be like, well, hold on, let me go back and stuff. This one I was like, I like paused it and I was like, I only got like maybe 10 minutes left. Like I don't think I missed anything. Like I don't think I missed a goddamn thing.
No,
Like,
you didn't.
And that's like everything we've talked about. I'm like, yep, I remember that. I'm like, so I didn't somehow.
Yeah.
Like, I don't
Because
understand.
yeah, it's wild.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. How bad it is.
I think the movie, especially in its director's cut form, is really good.
Yeah.
And like the like last half, especially like with darkness and like the temptation and his like weird speech.
Yeah.
Like I wrote down what he said because I gotta read this to you.
Please do, because
I went down a damn rabbit hole.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
You know, I have it. Okay, so here's the quote. This is, as darkness is about to sacrifice this unicorn, or allow her to sacrifice the unicorn.
Right.
It's like his preamble. He says, "In the beginning there was nothing, a void of darkness, a cold eternity of silence. And when the perfect void was corrupted by light, a great wailing was heard, and all the brethren fled in terror."
That's amazing.
Right?
That's incredible.
It's so good.
That's incredible.
It's so good that I was like,
so good.
Ridley Scott did not write that.
Yeah, like, I gotta write that down.
I have
Like,
heard that, and I went down a rabbit hole.
Yeah, like
because I was like,
like,
that is Gnostic.
yeah,
It has to be.
Yeah.
It has to be somewhere in the Nag Hammadi.
oh yeah,
So I went over to my shelf and I pulled down the dang old Nag Hammadi library that I keep there because I'm a normal person. Can't find it. Although there is an immense amount, like the mythology behind it is
Right.
very similar. Like there was a void and then Sophia was created and like yada yada yada. But it's like that, or like maybe some Orphic mystery school. Like it
Yeah.
sounds a lot like some sort of Grecian mystic mystery school. But like the whole concept that darkness is the original state.
yeah.
And
That's it. Yeah,
that light is the thing that comes in and creates life, but destroys like the peace of the universe. And like in the theatrical version, you know, as he's getting like thrown out the window, you know, he has this whole speech about like, you can't kill me. Like I am inside you. Like I am darkness.
Yeah.
Darkness lives in you. You cannot kill me. And then they toss him off into space and everything goes back to like normal.
Yeah.
And then at the very end, his face comes back over Jack's at the very end. Not in the director's cut. In the director's cut, it just has a happy ending
yeah,
as he like goes off into the sunset. But like that whole idea.
Yeah.
And then if you really do kill darkness, then like now you're just an eternal light. That's not a vibe.
That's not
it's
a
like
vibe.
so it's
Yeah.
like all about balance.
yeah. It's balance. Yeah, exactly.
And he's the only one advocating for balance
That's
in the
what he
whole
wants.
film.
Yeah, that's what he wants. Is balance. Yeah, he's not wrong.
Yeah, he's not wrong at all. And it's like really fascinating that like the only rational being in this entire series is like darkness.
Yeah, rainbows and sunshine and lollipops everywhere.
Right.
Is not good.
And
Like,
he's
that's not how things.
And
should
he's
be.
like praying to his father,
yeah.
which who is the father of darkness? Who?
Yeah,
Like never explained.
No.
So confusing.
needs so much more context. Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I just want a whole film that's like really exploring that.
yeah, where's the Silmarillion for like,
Right.
this mythos? Like that's
Right.
like once you get the director's cut, you actually care about.
Right.
Yeah,
And
it's
who
like,
is the like
ugh.
like the innocence is the thing that kills him.
Yeah.
Like is the weakness or the
Yeah.
like strength of the unicorns. And it's like the whole time they're setting you up to think that Jack is the innocence. But he's kind of just an idiot.
He's just an idiot. He's just
Like-
a goof.
Yeah, the innocence in so much as it's there is the princess.
Yeah.
Who's kind of cruel.
Yeah.
She's kind of a bitch.
Yeah.
And like ultimately when push comes to shove, she chooses to do good
Yeah.
instead of her nature, which
Yeah.
is bad.
Which is obviously not great.
Right.
Because
And-
with all the shit with that peasant woman and stuff.
Yeah.
So, God, like you're just gonna eat her fucking food. You got piles of food back at the castle.
Yeah.
You're just gonna munch up her bread she made from scratch herself. Yeah. Like
and it's like I don't know. There is something there that like especially in the director's cut, it's like, oh, there's something here, something to like really chew on.
yeah. Because for me, like with the theatrical cut, I got and like it's so obvious, but like an immediate like, okay, this is like a biblical story. Like it's like, fucking darkness. Look, his horns are huge. He's red and he's hooked. So he's like obviously it's like the devil and like all that stuff. And then like and then Jack is Adam, and then
Mm-hmm.
she's Eve and stuff because she's the one who
touches the forbidden apple.
the forbidden apple.
Yeah.
And then stuff, and then she's the one that's like kind of tempted by the devil and stuff,
Right.
and he's like all good the whole time.
Right.
Like he literally is like wearing fucking shrubs as clothes and stuff, and so she's the one and so she causes the Garden of Eden to
Right.
be dismantled and everything, and that's all you really get from the theatrical cut. And
Yeah.
so for me, I was kind of like, okay,
Yeah.
hey, heard this story before. It's like when
Right.
people redo Romeo and Juliet like a million times over. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
Do another Shakespeare play.
Yeah.
Like do any other Shakespeare
Or
play.
like there's other poets and other plays.
Yeah, or maybe just don't do
Yeah.
any more Shakespeare. We've been there, done
There's
that.
a lot.
Like I get why we keep redoing it, but like, what if we didn't? Like, kind of a
Right.
thing. So it's like that's kind of how I felt like on like the like deeper level of this movie. Like besides like just how god awful it is on top, the
Yeah.
theatrical version. Like I was just like I like caught on to that early, and so I was like watching it like with that like kind of like through line and stuff, and I was just like. Like
That's how
like,
I
know what
was
mean? I was
the
kind of like,
whole time.
But the director's cut. Now we're getting to like Gnosticism and some like secret school kind of like
Yeah.
weird
And
shit
it's
like that.
only-
Like okay,
Yeah, and
that's-
it's only
that's a
during his
cool-
speech where that starts to come out.
Yeah,
You
but then
know?
you like retroactively like, kind of look back and you're like, huh?
Yeah, it was literally just like, what?
Like what the fuck? Like
What was that?
He said what?
He said, when the light penetrated the darkness, all my brethren ran fleeing. Like,
Yeah.
what does that
Yeah, there was a
mean?
whale.
Yeah.
like oh my god, like that's
It's like
amazing.
such good writing.
It's awesome.
And like Tim Curry is incredible.
of course,
Yeah.
I absolutely have to watch the director's cut just to see him.
Yeah, there's
say that
more.
line.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And it's like I can't remember if that's even in the theatrical version.
I don't
think it is.
so.
I think they're just like
at least not like to that extent.
Yeah.
because like I feel like I would have remembered.
there's like a whole ritual scene that
I definitely
happens.
don't think the Dune-esque like sculpture is shown as much.
I don't
as-
think it
as
is
you
at all,
described.
yeah.
like if it is, it's very brief because I fucking love Dune.
Yeah.
like book and David Lynch and the new ones. Like
Yeah.
top to bottom. Like I love Dune.
Yeah, and it's
So, like, I would've
very
caught
like
that.
Lynchian of just like it's
Yeah.
just the shot of
Yeah.
that like small T shaped
I
structure.
Don't think that was.
Yeah.
that was in that.
It's wild.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's oh god, yeah. I don't fucking know, man. Yeah, that the theatrical cut was such a letdown because I know people love this movie.
Yeah.
Like, people like genuinely do. Like, I get why like the critic score is like negative, especially like the ones that are from the time it came out. 'cause
Yeah.
all they had was the theatrical one, and it is just a hodgepodge of like random bullshit. Like
Yeah.
honestly, like, and there's not a lot of through line and stuff other than like, here are the good guys, here are the bad guys.
Right.
Here's what the good guys need to do. Here's what the bad guy wants to do. Okay, go. Like there is no character development. I didn't give a
None.
shit if Jack lived or died. I didn't
Yeah.
give a shit. The only character I cared about besides Pot Pan Guy when I thought he was gonna die, he was fucking. I was
His
like,
name is Wild. I looked it up.
yeah,
I
can't
forget what
remember.
it is.
Like, it was
It's like honey crumble something.
It's
like
some very gnomish name
Yeah.
in the best fucking way, which is another reason why I was like, this guy rocks.
Yeah.
Like if he dies, I'm fucking done. My brain man. I genuinely cracked me up. I was like, that's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
That is a great bit. Because I was like, why is he still talking?
Yeah.
like he got shot in the fucking head. Like what's going on here?
Yeah.
That shit was funny as fuck. There's no doubt about that. But yeah, just like I didn't give the only character I cared about was the princess once the dance sequence
Yeah.
happened. Then I was like, oh my god, something interesting is about to happen. She may
Yeah.
actually flip. I was
Yeah.
like, she might actually flip because like, how could you not?
Yeah.
like that. How could you not? It's getting hot in there like really quick. That whole scene is just so fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
And stuff. And then like the pixie girl, hated her. Little elf boy, could not wait for him to go away. Like,
so much more charming in the director's cut. Like,
of course he is.
yeah, it's like, and,
Of course he is.
and there's less. The modulation is less.
Yeah, the modulation on his voice, just like it. Like I was like, he first showed up, and I was like, okay, like maybe he won't be here the entire time. he is.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's fine. And then he talked, and I was like, no. I was immediately like, nope.
I don't feel good about this
the first,
12-year-old half-naked boy with this deep, weird voice.
Weird, modular, like, or kind of voice. I was literally like, I did not hear the first 2 sentences he said, because I was just like, nope.
Yeah.
I gotta like rewire my brain to like, and I was like, okay, so now they're okay, and like, okay, and now they're teaming up. Great. Let's
I will
move
say,
on.
even the theatrical version, fastest hour and a half I've ever.
Oh, for sure.
It went by like that.
Yeah. Well, it's hard not to when you don't know what the fuck is going on and you can't get invested. You know?
Huh.
Yeah. When you're having to like really strain to be like, what is happening?
Yeah.
It, like literally, because like
I kind of like let my brain become Teflon during it, and was just like, it'll all coast by.
Yeah.
And eventually it'll mean something.
we'll get there.
Eventually. And then I finished it and was like,
Where am I?
I don't think that meant anything.
Where am I? What time is it? Yeah, exactly. I was like, oh, okay.
I think if I'd seen that when I was like 8.
Oh, it'd be a
when
treasure.
you don't need the connecting tissue. You just
exactly.
It's fine if it jumps.
And I feel like that's part of it is like Ridley Scott, he doesn't make children's movies.
No.
And I feel like the producers were like, because it's only PG.
Yeah.
Which I mean, there was this might have been right before the PG-13 thing.
Still, there's like
But
nothing
still,
in
like,
it.
there's nothing even that would make it 13.
Yeah.
You know, so like even if it was PG-13 was a thing at that time, it wouldn't have mattered. It still would have been PG. So I feel like the producer, and I mean, based on what you've said, like the director's cut, it doesn't sound like there's a lot of PG-13 even in that either.
All it is just
it's just like more context and like lore and like plot.
Yeah, literally.
And stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like the producers were like, cut out all this boring shit. We just want fun fantasy and stuff. That who gives a shit if it has a through line and stuff. And you're like, you want to look at Ridley Scott in the face and say, who gives a shit about plot and through line and stuff?
Yeah.
You mean the man who wrote Alien, an allegory for grape and how it can affect men and women in the 70s and how it made that idea of SA scary to men and women because that's what that movie's about. You want to tell him cut out all the quote unquote context and bullshit?
Yeah. Which is like,
go fuck yourself.
I mean,
it has to be a producer that ruined this movie.
It has to be.
It has to be because money. People aren't going to sit in a movie theater. But there's no way people in the future are going to sit in a movie theater for 3 hours because they want context.
Yeah.
There's no way they're going to want part 1, part 2 to tell one story one day. Fuck that.
Yeah.
They can read a book if they want that. God damn, dude.
I would love to read this thing as a book.
If this was a fucking 500-page novel,
it would be
with like Ridley Scott, like get the original screenwriter and Ridley Scott kind of there to like help with some stuff and everything. This would be an amazing fantasy, like one off, just one.
Yeah,
but you can add whole chapters or context, like who the fuck is Darkness's father? I need to know.
It's just like it has such good bones.
It has such good bones.
And
yeah,
it's like. And the director's cut, at the end of the day, it's like it's a good movie.
Yeah.
Like, is it a great movie? No. It's a very solid dark fantasy film.
If someone said Director's Cut Legend is one of my favorite dark fantasy movies, you'd be like, bet.
Yes. Absolutely.
100%. And you'd be thrilled to talk to them about how rad it actually is.
Yeah.
Theatrical cut, someone was like, no, I like the theatrical cut. I'm done talking to you.
Yeah.
Don't ever contact me again. Like, please delete my number.
Yeah. I know we already talked about
real life.
Tangerine Dream, but now's a great time to go back to how weird of a choice it is.
Okay, yes, because one of the only things that kept me going through
was
to get to the incredible scene with her dancing, like the shadow dance. I'll call it.
I think that's right. It's very Jungian.
Yeah, it's very
Which
I was like drooling at the mouth, like, oh my god, this is amazing. This is so fucking cool. Contextually, conceptually, this is amazing. Like, and then he pops out. God, so good.
Yeah.
God, so good.
Worth it just for that scene.
Just for that scene. I am not mad about what. But without that scene, fuck this movie. Yeah, I will happily state. But yeah, like that's Tangerine Dream. Like, again, watching it, being a fucking pretentious fuck and watching it on VHS and like having Tangerine Dream, I was like, this is such a vibe when it started.
Yeah.
And then like 30 minutes later, I was like, what the fuck am I watching?
Yeah.
But the soundtrack would come in, like they'd be running or doing stuff, and it'd like strike up like a fight, and I was like, okay, it's a vibe. Please elaborate how the score is different.
Oh, it's like
because it's completely gone,
completely gone,
completely different.
It's all like Danny Elfman style, like,
oh come on, okay,
like,
Danny Elfman's that's a better option than Tangerine Dream,
or Howard Shore or whoever. But it's like,
but still, like that kind of like that sound, like even if it wasn't Danny Elfman, but like it's a Danny Elfman-esque kind of a vibe. Like, all right,
more
it's way
classical.
better.
It fits.
It's way better than Tangerine Dream.
Yeah, it just fits. It's annoying how much better it fits.
Yeah,
because at no point are you taken out from this weird world, like, which I found that Tangerine Dream just took me out of the world consistently. Like,
it puts you in the 80s.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
which is a vibe. You know, like that's a vibe
for sure,
and I love that. But yeah, I don't know. I as soon as you said, oh yeah, it's like Danny Elfman, I was like, fuck. Like that's got to be way better.
It's so much better.
Of course, it's so much better for that. With all the other context of the director's cut and how much better it is. With like, there's more through line and more like that beautiful speech from Darkness and everything. That's the right choice.
It really is.
Right, that
like,
sucks so much.
If you ever make a fantasy film, do not use
don't use it.
the synth music of your time. Just stick with the tried and true.
I'm gonna give the only exception, just because it's more horror, I guess. But like the Stranger Things synth, that's a vibe and that works because it's nostalgic, because we're back in the 80s, right? And like we're in our time.
Because the whole thing is nostalgia
exactly,
porn.
And it works, and I love it, and I can't wait for the final season. Thank God they're only doing one more season. Let's end it. We need to stop while we're ahead for sure. But like that makes sense for sure. But like if I was gonna make a movie set, even if I was like, I don't know, like even if I was gonna make a movie set in the 80s, like I would probably still have like a light
light
score.
touch,
like
light
it wouldn't
touch.
be like have a little bit of synthy stuff like in context, like and stuff, but like as far as the score goes, maybe not so much. Like that, it can be a little much, you know.
I gotta talk about my least favorite line in this whole movie.
Please, I cannot. There's so many.
There's so many.
Are you just going to recite the entire theatrical cut to me, word for word, just word for word, minus
like
like
a
couple
words
scenes
in there?
Exactly, it wouldn't take long.
It's the scene where they're like in the dungeon that they've slid down into.
Yeah, when they're both trapped, and then there's the other
dwarf elf person.
The other like gnome guy who was like who had switched sides and stuff. Which again, can we get some more? So there's people who are defecting. Yeah, can we get a little bit of like side plot about like there's a defection
and there's
from
like
the gnomes
a little bit in the direction, but still incredibly strange.
Like again, that's so fantasy. Like there's people are picking sides in this great war.
But he goes like, we're all barbecue, and the other guy goes barbecue, and he goes barbecue, and I was like, oh,
I distinctly, unfortunately, remember
like
that
maybe
line.
mutton. Like, it's a terrible line anyway. But like,
even if you said mutton,
barbecue is just like doesn't exist in this world. Don't take me out. Like
they are doing that. They're doing what would be considered barbecue with how they're cooking food sometimes. Yeah, but that word does not exist. In this context, it shouldn't exist in this context.
It's just so heavy.
It's such an anachronism.
It's so strange.
And I that's my least favorite thing in historical movies, whether it's fantasy or not, is when like Django Unchained is a great example. I love that movie. I think it's very good. I think it's one of Tarantino's best. But the modern music, like the modern soundtrack, there's like a Rick Ross song in there and stuff. And like I hate that. Yeah, like I hate when that happens. And like this one, I forgave a little bit because I'm like, it's a good. It sounds good.
It's a kids movie,
and it's fantasy. It's a fucking kids movie apparently. Yeah, like the theatrical cut. But like saying barbecue is inexcusable.
It's
inexcusable.
It literally is.
Like there's no fucking reason for that. Like that's like with Sinners. Have you seen Sinners?
I have not yet.
You gotta watch it. It's so fucking
It's
good.
on my list to go see in theaters.
I have a whole review episode. I can't get into it right now. I can't get into it.
I saw.
It's absolutely incredible.
I was like, I'm gonna save this for when I watch it.
I was very scared that it was maybe gonna have like modern music because Haley Williams, love Haley Williams, but not Haley Steinfeld. Makes music, and like I saw that she had a song like from the soundtrack, and I was like, oh, like before I went to no, it's gonna have like modern music and stuff. Ludwig does a whole score, and then they did a companion thing next to it, which people don't do a lot anymore. And I was like, that's how you do that. That's how you do that. She wrote a song with themes from Sinners to be a companion soundtrack, but the movie is just straight up Mississippi Delta blues the entire time. As it should be.
Give me my Howlin' Wolf. And give me my Robert Johnson.
Exactly. And
Good
I was
Lord.
like, let's go. And I was like, let's go. So,
and Clarksdale is like, I went to Clarksdale a year ago.
Nice.
My buddy Luke played music, and there's a new bar there called Slime, and it's run by this guy who's like, I don't know, like my age. He's like a blues artist. He plays all over the country, but like he's from Miami and just moved to Clarksdale because he loves the blues and opened up this weird music venue that's also a toy museum in the back. It's all of his collection of toy music, like toys, shit. And he designs slime inspired strange children's toys.
That's fucking
and they're also
awesome.
Sold there. And it's just like
fucking awesome
in the middle of Clarksdale.
That's fucking awesome.
It's so wild.
That's amazing. Holy shit. Okay. Yeah. I now have a reason to go visit.
Clarksdale is well worth visiting.
Sounds like
it.
That's
it's
amazing.
I mean, don't go for more than like 2 days, but
sure. It's like you can be in and out, but
but do stop by.
Make sure you go. I definitely have to go to that place. That sounds fucking amazing.
Yeah.
But all that's to say, like, I hate anachronisms, and it's usually music that people do in movies and stuff, but I can forgive that. Barbecue.
Yeah.
I cannot forgive. I cannot forgive that. That's in the director's cut too, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah.
It has to be.
It's just very strange.
It's so like, strange. I hate that shit. I genuinely hate that shit. Where it's like where somebody says like some modern turn of phrase. I feel like there was another modern turn of phrase.
There's a couple
that I heard in this that I was like, huh? Like,
and I assume it's just for like the kid laugh.
Exactly. It's just for the bit.
Yeah.
Like
it's like that's
I'm all for a bit, but like make it make sense. Like, it's got to be a good bit.
Right. And it's like you can't have darkness giving this crazy weird Orphic prophecy of whatever and then also be talking about barbecue.
Yeah. Like you can't
do it. I don't know.
I don't fucking know. I gotta watch the director's cut. I should have watched the director's cut before we did this, but
because you need the thing to be redeemed.
Yes,
like
I wanted to be redeemed. Again, I finished it and I took a deep breath and sigh and was like, oh God, I wish I had liked that more.
Yeah,
I genuinely wanted to like it because
you gotta watch the director's cut.
Alien franchise is one of my favorite. Alien is probably my favorite movie of all time. We just got so you know the robot, the litter robot we just got for Poe. It was like name it, and I named it the Nospupo instead of the Nostromo. That's how much I love Alien and Ridley Scott. So I wanted to love this movie because I like everything he does is great. Gladiator's great. Gladiator 2, and I haven't seen it. I heard it was okay.
Seen it yet.
I heard it was kind of mid, but Gladiator 1's great. Like it's fine. I'm disappointed.
I think you will find a lot of redemption in watching the director's cut. It made me feel way better.
That's good.
Like Sarah and I finished it, and we were both like, okay, that was a good movie. Like I feel so much better. And it was like I had to wait 3 days before I was like, I'm gonna go through this again.
Yeah.
And Sarah the next day was like, can we watch the director's cut? Like I need something.
Well, that's probably why, because I watched Legend. I watched the Theatrical. I watched it Monday night.
Yeah.
And then it was last night, just a couple days, and I was like, I don't think I'm gonna look for it too hard. Like if I can find it, I was like, nah, it's okay. I'm gonna watch Eyes of Horror, this weird folk horror movie instead,
Yeah.
which is amazing. Like it's a great folk horror movie, but like
Yeah,
I was like, I'm gonna watch something completely.
I would say go
this.
watch it tonight, but you should really just watch The Fall. It's great.
I will watch The Fall. Yeah, I will watch. I do really
because
watch
like
that now. Yeah, that sounds fucking bonkers. Yeah, in the best way. It sounds like
I'm not even gonna say it's a great movie.
Yeah,
like plot
a
wise,
great watch,
yada yada.
though.
It is like visual candy.
Yeah.
It is incredible.
Yeah, so it's gonna be, to put it to this movie, the Lynchian scene where the pixie girl is chasing the princess and stuff. It's kind of like that kind of like, oh, what are we doing here? Kind
It's
of
like,
a vibe. Yeah.
Did you ever see that documentary? I think it's called Baruku.
Baruku.
I think that's right. It's like
What's it about?
it's just
I don't think
all around
so.
the world. It's like all these rituals and things. It's it's
think so.
beautiful. There's like a whole series where they're like in, I want to say it's like Polynesia somewhere. They're having this like crazy like ritual that they're filming.
Cool.
Those guys are in this film.
Oh,
like
sick.
they
Okay.
went
Yeah.
and filmed like
Filmed
so
an
it's like
actual
it's like
ritual.
yeah, it's like half like
yeah.
documentary almost.
Yeah,
like,
basically. Yeah,
beautiful
at that point,
temples
yeah.
in
Fuck,
yeah.
yeah.
Iran or India or whatever. It's
Yeah,
like
I'm gonna need to check that shit out.
that will be a palate cleanser.
I'll watch
for
that,
this.
then I'll watch the director's cut.
Yeah.
And be like, okay, now I need something a little more normal.
And you really should watch the director's cut. It will make you feel so much better about Ridley Scott.
Yeah, because I'm pretty down and out on him right now. To be honest, I'm like, man, like people talk shit about Prometheus, and I'm like, I love Prometheus, bro. Like Prometheus is a good like comeback to the to the fucking series, bro. It'll be fine. I'll be fine. I guess I can't say to the director's cut, but the theatrical cut is a bad movie, and I will not change my opinion.
I will second
And
you
will
on
happily
that.
agree. Yeah, perfect.
It's
perfect.
It's terrible.
It's just terrible. Yeah, that's good. Director's cut. It literally just hearing you talk about it, I know it's a better movie.
Yeah.
Like that speech from Darkness, they cut out the one thing they should have cut out from the theatrical with the fucking
Don't get me
plates
wrong.
and shit.
It's still way longer than it should be.
Yeah, but like it's not. It's it's 2 minutes versus 5.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
like that's a significant amount. Like. Like, what is happening? Why is this going on for so long? Oh my god!
Like of all the things to drag out,
All the things to drag out. Again, I could watch the shadow dance scene for
let that go for 10 minutes.
Go for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
That's like better than
And then,
any
like- and
Kanye
then, like-
West music video from my Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Yeah, that's
like-
what he was trying to do.
Yeah.
like you did it and you shortened it
Yeah.
for the theatrical cut. What are we doing?
Yeah, insane.
I fucking hate producers.
That is the
They
true moral
chop
of this story.
creativity down to its barest
I
bones.
think we need to find the name of whoever did this and go like,
Knock on their door and yell at them.
yeah.
Cool. We'll
They're
do
probably like 80 now.
yeah, exactly. Just a very old, innocent person, like just not doing
So
it.
held alive by oxygen
Yeah,
tanks.
exactly.
Like, hey, this is because you messed
It's
up
like, hey,
Legend
fuck you.
in 1985.
Yeah, no, it's like in Big Lebowski. It's the last person on the iron lung.
Yeah.
I love your work, sir. God, now there's a good movie.
That is a
Now, there
great
was a good
movie.
movie. Theatrical, no need for a director's
Yeah,
cut.
just one and done, baby.
Yeah, one and done. Just do it right the first time, please.
Not hard.
It's not hard. It sounds like they had it in the bag and then they just didn't. And
Yeah.
it's just so disappointing, to be honest.
You're gonna love it.
I can't wait. Well, I'm gonna watch The Fall and the director's cut in that order, probably. I don't think I have much else to say about this shitty theatrical cut.
I don't either.
I need to know more. I need to know
Yeah.
the director's cut.
I think you should just enjoy it. You'll enjoy it.
I will. I know
Yeah.
I will. I know I will. Because it's just there's so much more context.
It's like everything is there.
Everything's there that you would need.
It's still
and want.
slightly confusing, but it's fine.
But in a way, but like at least there's a little bit more.
Yeah.
and I'll take that.
A full 30 minutes more.
See, that's a lot, and that's
It's what it needed.
That's what, it's what it needed. Yeah, exactly. That's amazing. Fantastic. All All right, well, I reckon that's it, y'all.
Yep.
Follow on all the bullshit and stuff. And we'll catch you next time. Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, because apparently that's not going away now. Bad movie debate. These koozies are not for sale.
I get one because I showed up.
You get one because if you show up, Michael, Michael, you know who you are. You want one, you got to come down and be on again in person.
Yeah, and hey, respond to that group message about the thing we're gonna do in December, Michael.
Yeah, what the hell, bro? Come on, dude. Fucking Michael.
You know he's not listening to this.
He ain't.